Honesty in a relationship, big question mark. First of all, to be honest or not, or how honest should one really be? Hi, I'm Vivek Kapoor.
And I'm Geetu and I.
Welcome to CoupleTales.life, the colorful shades of grey. So Geetu, being the youngest in the family, I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and being the married season, a lot of them are getting, what should I say, engaged, so to speak. And one thing that really, I wonder in this day and age, how honest should they really be? Because I'm sure all of them have some of the other past, and should they be completely exposing themselves to their fiance, or should they hold back? So it's something that, it kind of plays on my mind. What do you think about this?
It's a very interesting question. And I just want to tell you, the other day I was reading a small little article in Midday which actually said 70% of the people would like to be honest.
Oh.
Now the thing is, you have to, as a person, always choose what kind of a person do you want to be. So do you want to be an honest person, or do you not want to be an honest person? And there's no right and wrong in this, okay Vivek? But there are consequences for both. So when you're honest, there's a set of consequences. If you're not honest, there's a set of consequences. Sometimes it's nice to actually think, what consequences are you going to be okay with? Now the thing is, with honesty, is the critical aspect of it is how do you communicate this honesty? It's an important thing, right? So if you're being honest, say for example, if they're in the dating scene, okay,
sure,
and they're dealing with this question, are you going to sit in front of your date or prospective husband and say that, I had a past relationship, but he was like a nutcase and he did this and he did that, and I don't know if it sounds honest, because pretty much whatever you're saying is saying you're blaming somebody, right? So it's a very external, outwardly thing to say. Versus if you have gone through an experience, most important thing, experiences are very rich in life. Spend a little time thinking and taking accountability. It's a magical thing to do. Just taking responsibility and saying, okay, so what did I do in this?
Yeah.
At least that experience will be a rich one if you've learned something, right? If you have a good relationship with that person, sometimes it's also good to ask the person what actually happened. I'm not forcing you to be in this relationship, but what did I do which I can learn from?
Sure.
That's another way of doing it. But the magical thing to do is to actually say, I can do this different next time.
Yeah.
So I just want to give you an example, because examples are the easiest way to understand, right? So before I met my husband, Devu, I actually had this really dear friend. I have this really dear friend. And for 2 years I went through this. I think he likes me. I think I was, of course, much younger. I was in college. And after 2 years of waiting, guessing, speculating, all the words and adjectives that you can use, I got fed up.
Yeah.
And one day I called him up and I just said, you know what, I just want to know, do we have something more than friendship between the two of us?
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I just said it because
As
I was
a woman,
just,
you actually did that.
Yes. And I think it's not about a man or a woman, it's about empowering yourself. How much more time? I didn't want to waste more time. So I did this, and that friend of mine actually was quite shocked, and he said, I have not actually looked at you like that.
God.
Yes, it was oh my god moment, and I actually was hurt. I had all those feelings. I was sad, I was heartbroken, but I was thinking about it, and I said, what is it in me that made me think like that? And he looked at me like that. And one of the things that I realized about myself was that actually I am like this buddy, and you know me, I mean, we are friends, right? So I have a lot of guy friends, and it's very easy for guys to think I'm like their friend and I'm hanging with them.
Yeah.
Did my mind like him and hence build up this theories? I don't know. And you know what? I'm okay. Forgive yourself for things like that. But I learned this about myself that I can friend zone in a very easy way, especially with guys. So when I met Debu and I said, okay, now I have first Vivek, you know how hectic work was, you had to actually take time out for relationships. And I didn't want to repeat this. So you know what, I just actually when I met Debu and we were talking and it was getting friendly, I once just asked me, I said, you know what, and my conversation was this. It was not about that guy, it was about, I have realized something about myself. Where I've realized I actually am a buddy to guys very easily.
Totally.
And can get into that friend zone. And I just want to keep this simple so that we move forward with clarity. So I just asked him and I said, do you think like you're comfortable with me as a friend or is there something more? And it was very simple. Debu looked at me and he said, no, it's something more.
Oh my God, okay.
And you know what? Life became very simple. I knew, okay, then I'll invest in it, I'll think about it in a certain way. Now the interesting thing was, and here is another learning to this. The interesting thing was that recently actually, I was just sharing this with another guy friend, a common friend of Debu and me. And I told him, this is what happened. And he looked at me and he said, you know what, if you would have asked me that question, I would have never been with you. And tongue, one thing went in my head. And I told him, I said, that's exactly why Debu is my type. So it actually gave me a depth to know Debu as a person without actually sitting there and spending 4 hours telling me about yourself. So you know what, be smart, be tactful, take accountability and don't, because when you're constantly, okay Vivek, now if I have a conversation with you, we are dating and I keep saying, I had this bad relationship and he was an ass, and the other guy is going to say, what the hell, right?
Carrying the baggage.
Exactly. So be transparent with yourself so that you're walking light, and people, so when you say, I get what I see, what does that mean? It means be transparent,
But when you put yourself out there and so you've heard it from the first guy, the second one you again did that to yourself. It's also sometimes, people would dub it as, or a lot of times people don't do that, especially women, because they say, am I exposing a vulnerable side of me? Or am I coming across needy, which I don't want to, because I can be taken advantage of. And that is a huge no-no for any person with self-respect, So isn't that dangerous somewhere to actually put yourself there and say that,
Wouldn't an intelligent question to ask yourself would be, am I really needy?
True.
That is taking accountability. Instead of saying, I will come across needy, if you do, that means you are. So you know what? Ask this question, am I needy? If I am needy, why am I needy? Also, an important thing in this, a very important thing in this, Vivek, is that between two people, I think when somebody is sharing something like this, I think a decent human being should keep this private. Right? Respect somebody actually confiding in you. So keep this private. Now the vulnerability point is a very good point, because that is something that people actually constantly, I cannot be vulnerable, especially now when women want to show that I'm in charge. And, it's not about showing. Actually putting yourself out there is being in charge. Taking accountability for what your part of it was is actually power and being in charge. Vulnerability is it's a very courageous thing to have. Unfortunately, a lot of association with vulnerability is about being weak. Now again, I don't know the right or wrong answers. I will never know the right or wrong answers. But this whole show is about actually...
Bingo.
Yeah, right? It's about...
sharing our experiences.
And saying, if it makes you think, we are happy.
Perfect,
So I'm just saying that vulnerability is a way of empowering yourself. It's a lot to do with being honest with yourself, which actually simplifies life. It is about laying a very beautiful foundation in any relationship, because it's about, you know, saying I'm putting myself out there, so there's an investment from my side. It becomes very easy because, like I said, what you see is what you get. And you know, life becomes simple, because if you don't want to be vulnerable, that means, are you like plotting and scheming and manipulating, or even worse, are you projecting? That means you're not that person. So you're actually, that is giving power to somebody to say that I'm going to be what you want me to be, and then पूरी जिंदगी निकल जाती है to sustain that, and that's exhausting, Vivek.
Yeah.
It's very exhausting.
That's a lot. I think that's a lot of food for thought that we've got today.
Yes.
And I don't know if there are rights or wrongs, but like we said, it's all about sharing our experiences. In fact, if you look at it, Geetu, we are making ourselves vulnerable.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to the world, not to one partner.
So we're really putting ourselves. So I hope we've given you something to think about. And do like, share and subscribe to our channel. And please click on the bell icon to get notifications for all our future episodes of CoupleTales.life, the colorful shades of grey. So this is Vivek Kapoor.
Before I sign out, I just want to say one thing, that this show is actually not about answering any question. It is actually just about opening your mind, probably questioning your thoughts, or just a guidance from my life to yours, from our life to yours. I'm sorry, so we'll sign off once more because we really need your love and support in this. So this is CoupleTales.live, the colorful shades of grey. Please like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You